People always talk about glitches in the Matrix, but I never believed them until last Tuesday. I was working late in my home office just finishing a project when I heard a distinct, loud thump at my front door. It was 3:15 a.m. I was not expecting any packages, and I definitely did not order food. I live in a quiet cul-de-sac, and at that hour it is usually dead silent. I stood up and walked to the window, peering through the blinds. There was a car parked in my driveway, but the headlights were off and the engine was not running. A man stepped out. He was wearing a bright neon delivery vest, but he was not holding a bag or a box. He just stood there staring directly at my front door, completely motionless for what felt like 10 minutes. My heart was pounding, so I did what any of us would do. I checked my doorbell camera. The app pulled up the live feed, but the screen was just static. I refreshed it, and suddenly the video appeared. It showed my porch empty. I looked back out the window, and the man was gone. The car was gone, but when I went to the front door to lock it, I saw something that made me freeze. There was a small wet footprint on my porch mat. Not a shoe print, but a footprint, clearly human, like someone had been standing there, barefoot, in the rain. I went back to my desk to pull up the history on the doorbell camera to see who it was. I clicked on the recording from 3:15 a.m. The video played, but instead of showing the man, it showed me. I watched myself on the screen, opening the front door, stepping out onto the porch, and talking to someone I could not see. I looked confused in the footage, handing a set of keys to the empty air. I stood there, watching my digital self from 3 minutes ago, and I realized I had no memory of actually doing that. I felt a cold draft hit the back of my neck. I realized I was still holding my house keys, but they were different. There was an extra silver key on my ring that definitely was not there before I turned around, and my front door, which I had just locked, was standing wide open, swinging gently in the wind. I walked over, closed it, and locked the deadbolt. Then I sat down and waited for the sun to come up, realizing that for those 10 minutes, I was not the one in control of my own front door.